Declan Rice wants 200,000 Arsenal fans in Budapest. Declan Rice has urged fans to turn Budapest into a sea of red after calling on 200,000 fans to travel for the UEFA Champions League final. Arsenal midfielder Declan Rice has urged supporters to turn Budapest into a sea of red after calling on 200,000 fans to travel to Hungary and help Arsenal chase a historic first UEFA Champions League title later this month. Rice made the emotional appeal after Arsenal secured their place in the Champions League final with a 2-1 aggregate victory over Atletico Madrid. Bukayosaka scored the decisive goal at the Emirates Stadium on Tuesday night, sending Mikel Arteta's side into their first European Cup final since 2006. The England international spoke passionately about the atmosphere generated by Arsenal supporters during the semi-final victory and said the players would need that same energy in Budapest when they face Paris Saint-Germain at the Puskas Arena on May 30th. Speaking after the match, Rice said, bring it on, I'll be ready. I want every Arsenal fan out there, 200,000 of you, come out. Let's try and do it, because we're going to need all the support, all the energy, and let's make it special. Although Arsenal's official ticket allocation for the final is only 16,824 seats, thousands more supporters are expected to travel to Budapest without tickets to soak up the atmosphere around the city. Reports published this week have highlighted soaring demand for flights and accommodation following Arsenal's qualification for the final. According to reports in The Guardian, some supporters are facing flight prices of more than £1,500 for direct routes from London to Budapest, while hotel prices in the Hungarian capital have also surged dramatically due to demand from Arsenal and PSG fans. Rice also described the semi-final victory over Atletico Madrid as the greatest atmosphere he has experienced at the Emirates Stadium since joining Arsenal from West Ham United in 2023. The midfielder praised supporters for creating a hostile environment before kick-off, with thousands of fans lining the streets around the stadium to welcome the team bus with flares and chants. It's the best night at the Emirates that I've witnessed, Rice said. Even if you're tired, it just gives you that energy to keep going, and they played a massive part in making us win. Arsenal are now just one match away from winning the Champions League for the first time in the club's history. The North London side previously reached the final in 2006, but were beaten to 2-1 by Barcelona in Paris. The Gunners are also still competing for the Premier League title, meaning Arteta's squad remain in contention for a historic double. Reports this week have suggested the club are already planning a potential trophy parade through Islington should Arsenal complete the season with major silverware. Rice has emerged as one of Arsenal's most influential players during their European run, producing a series of commanding midfield performances throughout the knockout stages. The 27-year-old has become a central figure in Arteta's side since his club record move from West Ham, and is now hoping to help deliver one of the greatest achievements in Arsenal's 140-year history. Arsenal have reached their first Champions League final for 20 years, and they now know who they will play in the showpiece after Paris Saint-Germain downed Bayern Munich in an enthralling semi-final tie. Arsenal's lone previous appearance in the biggest match, European football, came against a pre-Guardiola Barcelona back in 2006 when goalkeeper Jens Lehmann was sent off after just 18 minutes, but they still led 1-0 thanks to Sol Campbell heading home Thierry Henry's 37th minute free kick. However, goals from Samuel Eto'o and Giuliano Belletti in the final 15 minutes broke Gunner hearts and handed Barca a 2-1 triumph. Mikel Arteta has now emulated Arsène Wenger in leading Arsenal to a Champions League final as Bukayosaka's goal on the stroke of half-time at a rocking Emirates Stadium in the semi-final second leg saw them battle past Atletico Madrid 2-1 on aggregate and book a spot in the showpiece in Budapest. They will face reigning champions PSG in the final at the Puskás Arena, as Luis Enrique's side triumphed, in perhaps the most thrilling semi-final tie in Champions League history. The French outfit won the first leg 5-4, one of the most entertaining games of all time, before getting over the line with a 1-1 draw at the Allianz Arena, thanks to an early goal from Ousmane Dembele that meant Harry Kane's injury-time equaliser was in vain, as PSG notched a 6-5 aggregate win. The Champions League final between Arsenal and PSG is at the Puskás Arena in Budapest, Hungary on Saturday, the 30th of May, with kick-off at 5 p.m. BST, 6 p.m. local time. That is a change from previous years, when the match would kick off at 8 p.m. BST, with UEFA explaining earlier kick-off was selected to enhance the match-day experience for fans and to optimize logistics, such as public transport.